Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good everything for you, ladies and gentlemen. Today, in this video, we would like to discuss about how to write research methodology. After in the previous chapter, we have discussed about the title, the background, problem statement, and literature review. And you can see the video about the problem statement and the literature review di atas ini ya. Silakan kalian bisa melihat video terkait dengan problem statement dan literature review di sini. Hari ini kita akan membahas method of the research. How to write research methodology. In your thesis or dissertation, you will have to discuss the methods you use to do your research. The methodology chapter explains what you did and how you did it, allowing readers to evaluate the reliability and validity of the research. Apa saja yang ada di dalam chapter 3 adalah yang pertama, the type of the research yang sudah kita lakukan, how you collected your data, bagaimana cara kita mengumpulkan datanya, how you analyze the data, any tools or materials you use in the research, and your rationale for choosing this method. Jadi, chapter 3 fokus kepada mendiskusikan metode apa yang kita pakai, cara pengambilan data, cara menganalisa data, dan sebagainya. Now let's go to the step 1. Explain your methodological approach. Okay, first of all, begin by introducing your overall approach to the research. What research problem or question did you investigate? For example, did you aim to systematically describe the characteristic of something, to explore an under-research topic, or to establish a cause and effect relationship? And what type of data did you need to achieve this aim? Did you need quantitative data or qualitative data? Did you need to collect primary data yourself, or did you use secondary data? Data primer, data utama, dan data tambahan. Did you gather experimental data by controlling and manipulating variable, or descriptive data by gathering observations without intervening? Depending on your discipline and approach, you might also begin with a discussion of the rationale and assumption underpinning your methodology. Why is this most suitable approach to answer your research questions? Is this a standard methodology in your field? Were there any ethical consideration involved in your choice? And what are the criteria for validity and reliability of this type of the research? In quantitative experimental study, you might aim to produce generalizable knowledge about the causes of the phenomenon. Valid research requires a carefully designed study under controlled conditions that can be replicated by other researchers. In qualitative ethnography, you might aim to produce contextual, real-world knowledge about the behaviors, social structures, and shared beliefs of a specific group of people, as this methodology is less controlled and more interpretative. You will need to reflect on your position as research, taking into account how your participation and perception might have influenced the result. Ya, ini perbedaan antara kuantitatif dan kualitatif. Lebih interpretatif kualitatif dan lebih terkontrol kuantitatif. Which one do you choose? It depends on your topic dan your interest. Now let's go to the step 2. We describe your methods of data collection. There are 2 types of data collection regarding to the approach you use in research. Quantitative data collection. In quantitative research, for valid generalizable results, you should describe your methods in enough detail for other researchers to replicate your study. Explain how you personalize concepts and measure your variables, your sampling methods, or inclusion or exclusion criteria in any tools. Salah satu cara dalam data collection di kuantitatif kita menggunakan survei, ya. Describe where, when, how the survey was conducted. How did you design the questionnaire, and what sampling method did you use? Did you conduct survey by phone, mail, online, in person? What was the sample size? Jadi you have to write all of aspect about survey. Surveinya seperti apa, harus dituliskan apa adanya. Selain survei, kita ada eksperimen. Dan jangan lupa eksperimen juga harus dijelaskan secara matang ya. Give full details of tools, techniques, and procedure used to conduct the experiment. How did you design the experiment? How did you recruit participants? Bagaimana partisipannya? Ada berapa orang partisipan dalam penelitian? How did you manipulate and measure the variables? Rumus-rumusnya gimana kita menghitung variabelnya? Kemudian hipotesis null, hipotesis alternatifnya seperti apa? What tools or technologies did you use in the experiment dan sebagainya. Karena di experimental research, it is especially important to give enough detail for another researcher to reproduce your result. Karena riset kita tidak hanya berguna untuk kita, kadang ada orang yang mensitasi di suatu saat nanti Anda sudah lulus, adik kelas Anda atau bahkan orang lain yang riset membutuhkan hasil riset Anda. Yang ketiga, existing data. Jadi di existing data ini explain how you gather and selected material seperti publikasi atau archival data, arsip ya, for inclusion in your analysis. Where did you source the material? How was the data originally produced? What criteria did you use to select the material? Contohnya data range itu harus semuanya disampaikan di research methodology, di data collection. Oke, ini adalah example quantitative methods example. The survey consisted 5 multiple choice question and 10 question. Nah, ini kita sudah jelaskan ya. Kita menggunakan 7-point Likert scale. The aim was to conduct survey with 350 customers. The customer was defined as a person. Nah, ini dijelaskan terkait dengan survei yang akan digunakan. Jadi gamblang dan jelas. Kemudian kita beralih ke qualitative data collection. In qualitative research, the methods are more flexible and subjective ya. It's important to reflect the approach you took and explain the choice you made. Discuss the criteria used to select participant of source, the context in which the research was conducted, and the role you play in collecting the data. Sebagai partisipan kah atau sebagai observer kah, itu juga harus disampaikan. Nah, di kualitatif juga ada beberapa cara mengumpulkan data. Yang pertama adalah interview, wawancara, atau focus group discussion ya. Describe where, when, how the interview were conducted. Kemudian how did you find and select participants? How many people took part? What form did the interview take? Kemudian how long were the interview and how were they recorded? Apakah mereka pakai handphone, apakah pakai alat perekam, apakah pakai video, itu dijelaskan semuanya. Dan juga nanti setelah interview atau focus group ada yang namanya biasanya transkripsi, itu juga penting. Kemudian yang kedua adalah participant observation ya. Selain wawancara kita mengobservasi, kita melaporkan menggunakan words. Describe where, when, and how you conduct the observation. What group or community you observe? How long did you spend conducting the research? What role did you play in the community? How did you record your data? Dan sebagainya. Kemudian sama existing data, explain how you selected case study, what type of material, dan sebagainya. Ini untuk menjadi existing data ini digunakan untuk pembanding sama dengan quantitative research. Oke, ini tadi adalah cara collecting data. Ada 2 cara ya. Ini contohnya. Kita menggunakan qualitative method data collection. In order to gain a better insight to the possibility for improvement, the range semi-structured interview were conducted with 8 returning customers from the main target group of company X. Returning customer was defined as usual company X. The survey were used to select participant. Kemudian answer were recorded by note taking and saving. Nah, ini adalah cara menyajikan data collection ya. Apakah dia menggunakan interview, apakah observation atau sebagainya. Tergantung pada apakah kamu menggunakan kuantitatif atau kualitatif data collectionnya. Yang ketiga, describe method of analysis. Di quantitative research, your analysis will be based on numbers ya. In the method section, you might include how you prepare the data, kemudian which software you use, SPSS, Tata atau yang lain sebagainya. which statistical test you use, itu juga disampaikan. Analisanya itu pakai apa ya? Itu kuantitatif. Contohnya penulisannya seperti ini. Before analysis the gathered data was prepared, the data set was checked for missing data and outlier. For this set, outlier labeling rule was used. All values outside the calculated range were considered outlier. According to How Clean I Clean with 1987, the data was then analyzed using statistical software SPSS. Nah, ini cara menulisnya seperti itu ya. Jadi semuanya harus jelas. Menganalisanya pakai apa itu jelas. Kemudian qualitative method. In qualitative research, your analysis will be based on language, image, and observation. Specific methods might include content analysis, thematic analysis, or discourse analysis. Ya, content analysis categorizing, discussing the meaning of word, thematic coding and closely examining the data. Kemudian discourse analysis, studying communication and meaning in relation to their social context. Ini kalau Anda meneliti terkait dengan fenomena komunikasi itu ya. Contohnya seperti ini. The interview were transcribed and thematic analysis was conducted. This involved coding all the data before identifying and reviewing 6 key themes. Each theme was examined to gain an understanding of participants' perception and motivation. Nah, ini tema-tema ini digunakan untuk mencari tahu persepsi dan motivasi. Begini ya, ini adalah cara menganalisa. Kemudian yang keempat, setelah kita menganalisa data yang kita dapat, kita mengevaluasi and justify the methodological choices. Your methodological should make the case for why you choose this particular method ya. Discuss why other methods were not suitable for your objective and show how this approach contributes new knowledge or understanding. You can acknowledge limitation or weaknesses ya in the approach you choose, pasti karena tidak ada yang sempurna. Lab-based experiment can always accurately simulate real-life situation and behavior, but they are effective for testing causal relationship between variables. Unstructured interview usually produce results that cannot be generalized beyond the sample group, but they provide a more in-depth understanding of participants' perception, motivation, and emotion. Setelah kita menyajikan, menganalisa data, kita juga mengevaluasi. Metode-metode ini sudah cocok atau belum? Kemudian kelemahannya, kekurangannya apa? Karena tidak ada sebuah penelitian yang memiliki kebenaran mutlak 1000%, nggak ada ya. Oke, ada beberapa tips for writing a strong methodology. Yang pertama, focus on your objective and research question. Jadi jangan melebar kemana-mana ya. Yang kedua, cite relevant sources. Jadi kutiplah beberapa sumber-sumber yang relevan. Kemudian write for your audience. Ingat bahwa kita menulis itu harus untuk pembaca, maka kita harus memberikan informasi yang sejelas-jelasnya, sedetail-detailnya kepada pembaca. Kemudian diskusikan obstacles-nya. Jadi ketika peneliti pasti memiliki kesulitan, entah itu kesulitan dalam menganalisa atau mendapatkan data. Share saja dalam tulisan kita, siapa tahu peneliti selanjutnya bisa menyempurnakan apa yang sudah kita lakukan. That's all for how to write the research methodology. Begitu ya kira-kira untuk writing the research methodology. Okay, I think that's enough for this video. Thank you so much for your attention. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to have a notification in newest video from my channel. Terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Silakan klik video di samping kanan kiri Anda ini untuk melihat pembelajaran yang sudah kita lakukan sebelumnya. Thank you so much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.